Show me what life...
Don't kiss out.
I wonder how Halfdan fares, now that he sits on the throne. Moira, is something wrong?
Weep for Northumbria.
Is it Halfdan? Has he gotten worse?
His heart is broken. He's a mere shadow of himself. With Faravid lost and his brothers away, he wallows in paranoia and sadness.
I could speak with him. Where is he now?
Wandering the fields of Pittaringa with his beloved Beonton.
I'll find him. Thank you, Moira.
Pittaringa is in the east. Just follow the road to Scarborough. We need our glorious Halfdan back, strong and sure.
Yeah! Spread your wings, Sunan.
A fishmonger can't sell weak old fish. Where's that husband of yours?
Welcome, welcome. Come see what I have. Made with the finest ingredients. You couldn't have made a better choice. Never been used. Brand new. Look at you. You look so powerful now. This is a must-have. You won't regret this. Have you looked at every...
I have to go. See you.
Says, but the only thing he ever catches is more gambling debts. I fear I cannot keep him around.
You're better off without that.
Ah, look at you, big and tall. What's your name?
Eivor of the Raven clan.
Eivor of the Raven clan. Come here, come closer. Do you like to drink?
As I like breathing.
And do you like to flight?
I do.
Well, listen. Here these folk aren't impressed by the speed of your thinking. They will only respect you for how much you're drinking. If you're sober, then leave, for there's naught here for you.
Oh, I will shut your big mouth while I finish my brew.
That's the spirit. Now make your wager. The ale's free to those who flight.
I will buy you around with my winnings. How is that?
Ha! I like this one! Are you ready? What about one more drink before we begin? For luck.
For luck.
Your face is a wreck. You're a blight on the Norse.
I must remind you of your mother.
You're a pig-headed, ugly excuse for a Dane.
Well, you're a thick-skulled and loathsome, and lacking a brain.
You're brilliant! You're the smartest person I've ever met.
You hold your own.
Let's have another! I'm a champion, a winner, I'll claim the top prize.
Jeg fortalte du, så gør det løs.
That was the most incredible fighting I've heard in all my years. You are a wonder.
I would say the same of you, friend.
3 cheers for Eivor, the most masterful wordsmith in all of England!
You're better off without that wastrel.
My husband should be back by now. The poor log worries me so.
These fishes belong to
One who has need of their wits wonders why. I might find good fishing below the Scarborough Cliffs.
No glory, no hope. Nothing but...
Stand up, Halfton. I'm taking you back to Jorvik. Up, my lord. You're a king. You're not allowed to sulk. Men bled and died to sit you on that throne. So go, sit.
My brother, Ivar. Did he die well?
He died fighting.
You slew my brother and never said a word. You kept this from me!
It was no secret. Appa knew. Did he not?
Leave me!
I will not. I've come to see you safely home. Now, get up.
I mislaid my hammer. I think Beonton ran off with it, but I'm not well, Eivor.
I'll find your hammer. And then you'll come with me.
I was on my way to Scarborough. If you find my hammer, bring it to me there.
Yeah!
Fisherman that can't sell people fish.
Sunan, guide me. Sure! Aid me. Be my eyes. There's Bjornton, guarding the hammer. drunk needs his hammer.
Fishmonger can't sell pickled fish. Where's that husband of yours? I'll
The lighthouse. Afton awaits. This hammer is not meant to be thrown, Halfdan. Remember that next time.
My father, Ragnar, he gifted this to me. Took it off a Finnish chief. Still warm with blood when he handed it to me. I had 14 winters.
Ragnar Lothbrok was a great king.
A Finnish arrow killed my mother. A shield maiden she was. As fierce as a wolf swallowing the sun. My father swore to kill the men who took her from us. And he did. 14 against 1. But that was years ago in the east. And this is the west, where my father lies dead. A pile of bones in a pit of snakes.
And here we are, still telling stories of his life and deeds.
How did my brother die?
Ivar murdered an innocent man, a good man. He earned the death I gave him.
If the codes of honor demanded his death, you did what had to be done. Leonton, my boy! Come here, boy!
A dog always forgives. But he needs you home. All of Northumbria does.
Do a last thing for me. Light the beacon for all to see, and let it burn.
Show me. There. That's the statue the Senates use.
Yes, yes, one more. And only because you all have such good taste. And now...
Oh, look at you, Chewie.
Good day, my love.
I want to see the Alliance map. Hytham received a message from
Your hidden ally.
Yes.
If you...
What transpires in Gloucestershire?
You may have noticed that Gunnar has disappeared from his forge. He has traveled to Gloucestershire in search of a wife.
A wife?
He is in love.
When did this happen?
When doesn't this happen with our dear lovelorn blacksmith? But there is a bright side. He has asked you to join him.
Join his search for a wife?
And see that he does not make a fool of himself. I believe he thinks that your presence would bolster his image.
All right, I'll be Gunner's keeper, if only to bring him back in one piece.
Very generous of you. Make for the town of Gloucester. You will find him there.
You notice how they jump whenever someone mentions...
What do you see?
Go! Eivor, over here.
There you are, Gunnar. And with a smile like a...
Eivor, thought I smelt you on the wind.
Gunnar, with the speed you left home, I thought you'd been carried off by Valkyries.
I have. This Valkyrie right here. Bridget. My own heart's root. Meet Eivor.
It takes a rare woman to nail down our Gunnar.
Lavendine da, with my Zigwili.
Good to meet you as well. How did you find a woman in these backwoods?
She came through the settlement selling runes, outshone every stone in her satchel. She offered me a trade, a rune for a brooch I was making. I got a better deal. But she loves the ugly little thing.
Have you a family, Bridget?
Naf mama dad carried evan gilid an anon. Cannon hab drews me.
Bridget man power the last high priestess and elderman. They since passed on. But the current elderman looks out for her.
I should like to meet this elderman of yours, if our kinfolk are to be joined.
A union forged in love. Come, we go find him. Oh, and don't blame me if he's heard a tale or two about you. What about it, Bridge?
Dim jolch. Yw tŵ bags of air sich o gwmpas gilid. That Eivor gal clis llawn.
Right, no daylight to waste then, huh?
So the elderman may have heard a tale or two about my exploits.
Not all from me. Your name will be on the lips of every skald for years to come.
Locked. No one home.
And the Mercians here are not on... And the Mercians here are not unsettled by lurking Viking?
What is it, a
They
fight?
come from all over to celebrate Samhain. Most are too busy with the festivities to pay us mind.
Samhain. Is that what these carved roots are for? This tradition?
Aye. Faces cut into lanterns to ward off evil spirits and guide children home.
They have a haunted look about them. Let us bring a few back.
Each got Draken Slayer. If till standa sintiere, sin sanctis.
Of course, that spear. Storm brewing there. Huh. And magic trees. Huh. It's not unlike our ancestors. Mounds. We used to bury our people with tools, brooms, food. And nothing. Now. Best was the old bleeding a week. What can I say? Frisians are made tricky.
Serch is where butam shankum wardum afarine.
There is the elder man. Kunan!
A good leader, seeing to his people's needs. Let us join hands when his task is done.
Yeah. Then let's introduce you to Tevdur. Hands as clammy as a dead haddock, but his heart is in the right place. And he'll be Elderman after Kunan. Tevdur, this is Eivor, my chieftain.
Ah, yes. The way Gunnar speaks, I expected,
Me to ride in on a winged horse, cure the sick, the blind. His compliments are as blunt as his hammer.
Ah, more pagans crowding our table. Just lovely. Well, what brings you here?
The way people here talk, Kunan's boots will be hard to fill. And your feet look small.
All good friendships often start with wit battles.
And what has Dane friendship done for Christian Mercia? Unseated godright kings for puppet rulers?
I am here as a friend to Gunnar. I do not like to make enemies when breaking bread, so tread careful, boy.
Apples! Eivor, wait until you try the cider. You like cider, eh? Tevdur? Cider?
Ah, you must be Eivor. Tevdur, I see you've welcomed our honored guest. Come just in time for my last Samhain.
At your behest. We welcome all pagans set upon God's own Gloucester.
Tevdur, as your harvest king, I demand that you remove the turnip from your arse and be merry. So you've come to meet the family before you whisk my Bridget away to her life as a smithy's bride.
We're honored to have her join the Raven clan. But your lush landscape will be hard to match.
I must give away girl and land in this misty season, but Gunnar is a good man, and he speaks tirelessly of you.
If you will excuse me, I have matters to attend to.
Ah, yes, the shrine. And with so many thieves and fangs on the path, a fellow may fall in God's service.
Kunan, I do not need a heathen escort.
Youth cut down in its prime, without even the memory of warm thighs and cider to sustain him in the afterlife.
Then, by my honor, I shall not rest until I return him to you safely. Aye, Tevdur?
I see I am outmatched. Though a Dane joining in praise to Saint Kenhelm, God will weep.
My lady love calls, Eivor. Oh, if you'd like to join us later, we're going hoodening this eve.
Go. May you have a fire-forged friendship. Watch for fairies, fenfolk, and fiends. I have a hand fastening to oversee, an apprenticeship to officiate, and a pig to slaughter.
Well, shall we then?
Samhain. Cunon humors these pagans too much. It is the first thing gone when I am Elderman. Fires and magic, spirits in the air. Gloucestershire has strayed from God's light.
People need carousing, especially before the winter frost. A festival brings warmth and cheer.
God's light does not dim as the night's chill. God's light does not dim as the night's chill. But the winters are... God's light does not dim as the night's chill. But the winters are hard upon the children. Run around.
It lightens the heart. Are there priests in your lands? I've met a few, liked even fewer.
The profane has gone unchallenged here. I alone am the Reformation. They are a flock in need of my shepherding.
And how will you lead this great renewal?
They will fill the church's pews, and we will thank him for all the gifts he brings. Not false idols of wood and clay.
And yet, are we not going to pray at the idol of another? Is this Saint Kenelm your god?
No, and we do not call him such. He is simply closer to the Lord's ear. Lo, in a mead of kine under a thorn, lieth poor Kenhelm, king-born. Is this land not beautiful, Eivor?
Aye.
Look, the path is untouched by danger, so your company is not needed.
You are a kinder man than the mask you wear. But you won't be rid of me. I will keep my word to Cunan for your safe return. I don't understand this Christian praying. I thank Odin while standing. Why get your knees dirty?
To humble ourselves before God. Besides, I've dirtied my knees doing worse.
That sounds like a tale I'd like to lend my ear to.
Please, Eivor, I must pray.
Should I watch or turn my back?
Oh, Lord, gift upon this lowly servant your greatest gift. Patience.
I will not have to interrupt your prayer to protect you, Tefter.
And yet you insist on doing so. What is it you are looking at? A hare?
Tefter, get to safety. Find somewhere to hide.
Where did they come from?
Help the swine! That was close.
Eivor, thank you for saving my life.
It's good I was here to protect you. Maybe Cunan has the eyes of prophecy.
Splood, cloven-hoofed and sent by Lucifer himself. This land must be returned to God's grace.
More likely the shrine is in their territory.
Lord, we thank thee for your protection.
It's not safe here.
Give me my moment's prayer, Eivor. I ask only this.
We should return to Gloucester. Unless you'd like to thank the little martyr here for tonight's feast.
I'm not a babe in the woods in need of constant guard. Go on without me.
I gave Cunan...
Yes, your word. And when I see him, I will say you protected me from being skewered upon those devil's tusks. Oh, and Eivor, I owe you a drink at least. Later, if you'd have one. Find me at the festivities.
Eivor, there you are.
Here I am.
So, what adventures did you find in my absence?
Escorted Tefter to the shrine of some Christian saint. Our path was not peaceful. We were accosted by a group of boars.
Odd, but path na usually safe. To the brifo.
But you saved his hide. I bet it was quite the sight, two of you as a pair.
I kept my word to Kunin, and that spatcock Tefter lives.
Restraint, Eivor? I was half expecting you to wallop the lad around the head and ass.
I've bridged hands with most of England, Gunnar. And I've held my temper around worse than Tefter. I need a drink.
Try the cider. It's from last year's apple harvest. Skull.
Skull. So, you invited me to a hoodening. What mischief is this?
Ni gwisgal an fel y sprydjan and creatures of the Vale. The bag for treats.
Gloucester gives their glut to otherworldly visitors, and if you dress as one, you'll get that bounty yourself.
Freely given? Huh. I've only seen such a thing done at feasts.
Then we turn you into a beastie and have you roam the hills, braying for sweets and drink.
It's hardly a disguise. Just a cloak and some bones.
Nonsense. You are the very spirit of the Mary Louved. Now, let's hooden. Become the Mary Louved, the spirit who sings for cake and ale, and you cannot have your cloak back until we leave.
I'll keep this covering, but even a knife to my throat could not make me sing on command.
Shame. I heard your voice clear as a bell. Larks fall from the sky in envy.
Gunnar, if no one else is dressed this way, I will fill your shop with sheep. What see you, old friend?
Then, through the mist of the night, they saw a woman at the crossroads. Then, through the mist of the night, they saw a woman at the crossroads, dressed all in white. Where are you going?
madhouse.
I have come to rhyme with you.
In the gloaming, see her roaming, hidden neath the hood.
Never knowing who is knocking, wanting something good.
Oh, very nice.
Are you playing the role of trickster spirit?
Can trickster spirits see? The eye holes in this mask are terrible.
All it takes is a mask and some sweet cakes to turn you into a gentle skald.
I am not going to sing, Gunnar.
Oh, thank the gods. We've been waiting for children all night to empty our stores so we can go to the party. Have some extra.
Lads getting into their cups, scaring the wee ones. Eivor, mighty warrior, knocker of doors.
Are you ready to rhyme with me?
Down the road from my abode, there is an open vale.
Hope to God this Mary Lewit doesn't fail.
Ah, have a cake for your troubles then.
Look at these cakes! Sweet as honey, Gunnar. You should see this. Gunnar! My cakes!
Run out alone to the woods tonight. Stay in sight of the tree and the wicker. Yes?
Yes, Mother Mordred. Yes, Mother Mordred.
Now, the first of you to bring... As
Have a look,
were.
Sunan.
Now, the first of you to bring me back a candied chestnut shall have a treat.
Gunnar!
I said, Slothy,
Damn
take your
deserter.
false gods and piss off back to your shit-smeared hovel.
You are either fearless or stupid, boy, to speak to someone of the Raven clan this way.
Fitting name for scavengers, winged rats taking what isn't yours.
I'll pick out your eyes and feed them to your god.
Gunnar, we are guests here. Let him go. We can hood him more. You seem to want your nose broken, so let me oblige.
Christ, him tall.
You're going down!
It's you lot we should be burning alive.
Are you sure you don't want to stay in Gloucester?
They know how to have fun. Four spears! My leg!
Gunnar!
Fiona Vallis!
Enough! Keep your brawls to the other side of the river. There's children about.
I don't answer to you, witch.
Thomas Fletcher, I brought you into this world, wiped your mother's birth blood from your face. Mind your tongue. Let's see that leg, then.
It's nothing.
Careful with the old man. He's had many winters' worth of wounds.
Tilukis. Modron's a gumpas to patch this land.
That man called you a witch.
I lead those who follow the old ways in Gloucestershire, but I offer my healing services on both sides of the river. Gwyneth, my love, go back to the house and bring me the garlic salve.
And the worms? Are we cleaning or cutting, Mother?
Yes, grab the worms just to be safe. Now go, child. I promise not to cut it off before your return.
Give me strength.
My mam Modron is known am a humor tywyll gydran.
I'm glad you're all finding my mortal injury so funny. Go, Eivor. Make Marion try to loosen Tevter's shoulders.
Modron, you don't have to save his leg. I will understand.
That limb will be fine, but no medicine in England will stop the dribble from his mouth. I do not work miracles.
It's not. Then I Yeshada at Dordrich said that Hekan. That is Fax's Hill, quaff.
It's true a yifici boldon si. Fuglas weron slakteze. Hana was on filte slik the elnikte.
Je fenet swe wer hunat. Kininges dumas sit eiet sine. Fra urem huse. Så lede ich kinen herd. Giv se Jerava is on good of isan that blood.
Vabbè, gli lende mazzone metartis. Charwende tosmeria giftu bitufas. La, giftu biseho?
With bitter I thought the church condemned this celebration.
I hate the church. Name's Gwalim, and I turned to God just 3 years back.
Do you like Gloucester?
Ah, 'tis a beauteous place. Shame they're losing their alderman.
What brought you to God?
You know you need to change after the third night you wake up britchless in pig shat, with no idea how you got there.
You look like a man with a past. What were you before you took up the cloth?
Me? A grain farmer. Had to take up the sword a few times to protect my crops.
Enjoy the festival, Gwillem.
Ah, perhaps a drink later?
With bitter ale and sweet friends. That is a fine way to end the day. Willem, I had...
Aye?
Alone with your thoughts at last.
Eivor, perhaps. Every moment is sweeter when you are the Harvest King. All this bounty. Soon, I will join it. But eat, drink, enjoy all that Gloucester's lush woods offer.
Eivor, there you are.
Tefter.
You're well met. Gwilym here has challenged my honor in a contest of drinks.
Join us. The lad will be easy pickings.
Give me a cup.
Some ale, then.
One for me as well.
Gwillem, the warrior monk. Now we can match wills with a flagon in hand.
Ale is known to blunt even the sharpest of blades, Eivor.
To holy hearths and humid eyes, it is the best drunkenness returns a man to royal reason. Skull.
Keep on! The honor of Gloucester. Leave these things to one who laps at ale like a cat.
That's foul. Come on. It should hold more mead than that.
All you've seen babes in arms drink a hawk's ale. Good effort, Tefter. This merriment feeds my soul. Here, another drink on me for allies new and old.
Of all the ealdormen I've met, you're the most unburdened. What is your secret?
None. It is well known. The burdens I carry will soon leave this world with me. So drink to my life and death.
Death?
I am to be sacrificed in the Wicker Man as king of the harvest. Like Elderman Simkin before me and all before him.
Horrible barbaric practice. A burnt offering after poor crops. They hope well-fed gods will smile upon them.
Your people are loyal to you, Kunan. Seems a waste to throw your life away.
Their loyalty would falter if I shirked my duties. I will die glorious in flame, not live to further choke my homeland.
A toast, then. To Ealdorman Kunan, joyous and generous. Let each man show him loyalty until he suffers death.
My friends, you are kind to me. I'd like to toast my successor, Tevder. May he wear the horns head high.
Weak! What is this? Water? I feel like Thor chugging oceans. No effect to my head or step.
You heard the man. Give him something stronger. This'll work faster than any tonic.
Good. Give me visions of all creatures that roam these hills, and the sorehead tomorrow to pay for it.
Wow, that tastes awful. It feels good, though. Eivor, speak true. My feelings be damned. I have been an ass, do not deny it. And I, for that, I am sorry.
A colossal horse's ass, yes.
Soft words from a heartless heathen.
Only fiercer than fire among ill friends. I can be very as nice as a spring gale.
And how nice is that?
Tefter, with Gunnar and Bridget's marriage, our clans will unite. But we could join by oath as well.
Oh, yes. My first ally as Ealdorman. I accept. We shall make an oath. How do we start?
Yeah! The greatest oath, and the greatest union. To the oath!
The treaty! The greatest! Shh. People are sleeping. More ale to seal our friendship? This way. Look out for the black sow.
Sow? Like pig?
Flaming pig. Chases you home at night. Silly words to scare silly children.
You see magic as the stuff of children's dreams.
Perhaps I judge too much. Proves I half believe. Foolishness sometimes takes my tongue. I have to piss.
A great blackness chases stars across the sky in great whirls of color and light. Whoosh!
Here we are. Right inside here.
Tefter! 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 Where are you? Hell's breath. What happened last night? And the effects of that draft still cling.
Hefter, are you here?
There he is! What is the meaning of this? Blood soaking our soil, and your weapon coated in the same!
Kunin, please. More has happened here than you can see. Give me a right to parley my innocence.
I should have heeded Tevder's misgivings about heathen party guests, and now he has paid with his life. With Tevder gone, Gloucester will be without an alderman. Eye for an eye. Your Raven clan will lose their chieftain.
Get the murderer!
Hands tacky with old blood from the new king. It would be best to lie low. Blood. Could be Tefter's, if he was the heavy thing being dragged. The spud has been broken, and it's covered in blood. A weapon, maybe. Tefter's bodyguard. Killed by knife. Muddy footprints. Someone was hiding back here. Willem's pouch. I wonder if it still has its little something stronger. But why is it here? Better hold on to it. So, what does this lead to? The murderers hid here, lying in wait while we approached outside. They jumped from the shadows to kill the bodyguards. And to disable Tefter. Then they dragged him away. That accounts for everything. Except Willem's pouch of herbs. I'm still unbalanced by Gwillem's special something. Maybe Mother Modron will know the contents. There's Modron up ahead.
Hello again.
Mother, it's the friend of the mangled leg man.
Eivor, you remember?
Indeed. It's a surprise to see you. Is everything quite all right?
Do you recognize the contents of this pouch?
A very unusual blend. There is a druid who uses this mix to aid sleep.
A monk called Gwillem poured some of it into my drink last night. The effects were intense.
Search the houses! Can't have gotten far!
Damn Christ, sons, what is it they want now? They make this place unlivable for pagans.
Mother, if the stranger wants more of the herbs, they can talk to the druid Halliwyn.
Yes,
Halewin's cabin is on a lake, near where the Cherwell and Great Ouse rivers meet. But he is a strange fish. Rarely does he speak to mortals, preferring the company of spirits. Now, I've business at Rollindrich. Find me there later.
Oh, hello, little one.
The croaking toad hopped down the road, followed by an owl.
Through foxes' dens and murky fens, the frightful spirits howl. Good evening.
It's dead of night. You lie unaware. A terrible sight comes up from her lair.
A horse's skull with terrible hair.
Not very scary, is it? Take half a nettle cake and get gone.
What do you see? Aid me. Be my eyes.
In these old worlds, I used to lie down and pray that the leaves would cover me. That I could drag them over me like a blanket and join Cernunos in a bed of leaves. Tuck me in, stranger, with a song.
The sound of Odin stomping on your bones is the only song you hear. Go! Yeah! Yeah! Have a look, Sunan. That must be the home of the druid. The fellow's land is peopled by men of straw.
Spirit, you have finally come. Days ago, a passing cloud foretold your arrival with droplets of sun-scented rain. But what form of being are you beneath this guise of horse and bone? From the realm of the Fae? I know you cannot say. I press no more. Whatever you be, now you are here, the ritual may begin. Oh, but the men of straw must announce you with sparks. Ignite the sky to begin anew, here at the death of the season. Until then, I await you, giving thanks in the glen.
Aelwyn said that the Wicker Men must announce me with fire. Perhaps I should set them ablaze.
A Wickerman speaks. Now let them speak in chorus. Yes, another joins the throng. Another.
That burns!
Let there be cacophony! One more! One more! They roar! Do you hear them? A chorus of fire!
That should be the last one. Back to the druid. The dagger is placed upside down. A hangman's noose, a knife, and the vile smells of poison. 3 ways to kill someone. Two ladles carved from a single branch. The grooves match. Sabrina watches me from the water below. This symbol is one I've seen carved into shields and headstones. This symbol is one I've seen carved into shields and headstones.
Speak to me, O wind.
I've come to ask you a single question.
Something about your demeanor and your physical manifestation now gives me pause. Are you truly a spirit of light?
I am a spirit as any other.
Then prove it. You must know the depths of the world's mysteries before I will help you. Tell me the proper use of charms.
Very well. Ask your riddles.
Which is the charm that weds souls?
The charm of the double spoon.
Yes, such that a wedded pair can sup broth together. Man and woman are made of earth, of water, and wind. Which charm clods the earth, dries the water, and stills the wind? Man and woman are made of earth, of water, and wind. Which charm clods the earth, dries the water, and stills the wind?
Threefold death stops life's wind, returns a body to earth, and renders water into poison.
Threefold death is the charm. Which charm protects from evil spirits? Which charm protects from evil spirits?
The symbol of the Celtic nut wards off harm.
A secure knot indeed. Only one of light need not fear it. You are a spirit of light. Mabon be praised. Would you like some bread and cream?
No, just the answer to your question. This herb pouch made its way to Gloucester in the hands of a strange man. Do you know it?
Aye. A mix to help him sleep. I filled this very pouch. And over a dandelion wine, he spoke fondly of his home, Cúthládrin.
Cúthládrin? Very well. I thank you, Halwyn. But this spirit has others to visit this harvest moon.
Go with the wind and leaves, good friend of the hills.
Cúthládrin. Strange name. Meanwhile, Modron awaits me at the stones nearby. Show me what lies ahead. I can see Modron ahead. Modron, well met.
Guards! Someone save me! A murderous Dane is here to sever my head from my neck. You could have told me of your plight earlier. We are both friends of Bridget, and I know you would do nothing to jeopardize your friend.
That night was full of drink and merriment. I do not remember much, but I had no quarrel with Thefter.
A sorry tale. Did you learn anything from Halewin?
He gave some herbs to a man from Cuth Lodren, name of Gwylim. He was drinking with Tefter and myself.
Cuth Lodren is the Welsh name for the thieves' warren. It's atop a hill west of here. I can lead you.
I owe you a great deal for all your aid. You do not have to trust me.
Tevder's fate is to my interest as well. This is a troubling development that I hope to get to the bottom of.
Let's make haste then. I must find Gwylim and regain my honor. This forest, and all of Gloucestershire, feels untamed. I feel as if I've ridden my horse through a door to another world.
Aye, there is old magic here. Old magic that would be snuffed out by Tevder and his church.
Tefter did speak of reformation. Do you think that's why he was targeted?
There are many who would claw their way to the top. Tevder's disappearance could be the work of any.
But you are a witch, open to wisdom from the gods. Have you seen anything?
I see much smoke. Are there any rival Danes passing through who could have done it?
If it were rival Danes, we would have heard their horns by now. We are not a humble sort.
Blunt tongues and sharp axes. Cuth Lodren, the thieves' warren. This is where I leave you.
You'll find somewhere safe.
There's a shrine nearby. If you've need of me, then meet me there. Gods old and new go with you.
What do you see, Sunan? Sunan, guide me. This place is heavily guarded.
Learn this from one of the daughters of Iron. They're blessed in holy healing. Should help with the pain.
Thank you, Farron. You've been a great comfort.
That's Tefter's voice. So he lives.
Pathetic!
That must be where William is hiding.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit is right.
Eivor, you're alive.
Have mercy! We're under orders! Alderman Coonan, he gave us coin to dispose of Tefter.
Then he should demand it back. Shit sellsword you are. Cannot kill a single man. You made a poor choice in scapegoat, Gwillem.
And we thought that if we kept the lad alive, we could squeeze Coonan for more coin to keep it secret.
Why would Coonan pay to have Tefter killed? He is to be his successor.
We ain't ones for details. The less we know, the better, yeah?
You chose to extort the man, but have no basis for the crime. You're imbeciles.
Look, we wasn't gonna kill the lad. We've come to like having him around. Tell him we've taken care of you.
Coonan did this? Why? I've done nothing.
Oh, gods, is he dead? Wake up! Wake up! Tell the Dane I've hand-fed you like a baby sparrow.
Move, fool.
Look, Eivor, we're mates, right? Had drinks together. Remember the chickens?
Speak again and I'll take your tongue.
Tafter will need to see a healer. This lot have been smearing dung on his face. But I've been held for ransom by worse men.
Thank you for your aid, then. And try not to get held for ransom a third time after you flee.
Thank you, stranger.
You've a good heart. Thank you.
When I awoke in this demon lair, I feared the worst.
Save your strength, Tefter. It's a long ride.
Coonan, he ordered my death. I don't understand. He's been like a father to me.
I will ask him myself.
I was mulish when he spoke of the pagans being just as we. Living in kindness, under the laws of many gods. One face, many faces. It matters not. We are all blessed. One face, many faces. It matters not. We are all blessed to be alive in his glory.
The scrape has changed you, Tefter.
Changed me. Changed the dressings.
Time to go. Shoot the rat down.
is hot to the touch, and his mind fades in and out. But he lives.
Perhaps a sickness of the blood. Shame, shame. He was captured by the men there?
They claim to have been hired by Kunan.
Kunan did this?
I know not why. Only that he gave them coin to dispose of Tefter. You can see how well they saw to that.
They were alike once, the boy and Kunan. God-fearing Christians arguing the nature of life with me. But he softened. Men do great evil to cling on to power and save their skin. Perhaps he means to put Tevder to flame in his place.
Does not the right demand the leader?
If he made the lad's body Elderman, then it would still be right to sacrifice.
Then he's not safe until I've dealt with Kunan. Can you tend to his wounds?
I am a very good healer. But if the gods want him to join them, I cannot stop their will. Eivor, what will you do with Kunan?
I'll gut him. Death and dishonor is the punishment he deserves. All legacy destroyed.
Kunan may be ill and aged, but his sword arm is strong. He'll kill you first if you let him. Do not let him.
My blade is imbued with the blood of gods and armies. I fear not a single coward.
You are resolute, then. Then may you ride as Rhiannon.
Thank you, Modern. And please, take care of Tefter. I must get to Kunan before the festival's end. I must find Kunan before I'm spotted. The Longhouse is a good place to stop. Festivities haven't started yet. There's still time to search for Kunan. I must find Kunan before I'm spotted. The Longhouse is a good place to start. Where are you, Kunan? He isn't here. Someone else may have seen him. Bridget is here. Oh, I shall polish my ears in hopes that a word of clarity will slip through them.
Eivor, finally tiri dy chwelyd.
Bridget, it is good to see you.
Eivor, what has become of Tevder? Did you faint your corf?
Thank you. Gunnar as well?
Dawl am your whereabouts, and dichel am your dathliadai.
Bridget! I found an abandoned bird nest in the rafters. I'm going to take it home to Mother.
If you gadel it, then the babans will do it all a lay a got.
It's you again! The Samhain Butcher!
The Samhain Butcher. Never mind. Gwynedd, I'm looking for Kunan. Have you seen him?
He's busy with the festival and shooed me away to Bridget. Would you like to see some magic I've been practicing?
Can you show me to Kunan if I say yes?
Just one trick, and then I can show you around. Okay. So reach into this pouch. And the number of stones you're holding is 3.
Wonderful magic, Gwen. Now I really need to find Coonan.
Dahlia the amser!
Come on, let's go find him. There are the church ladies.
I would know more about you, Gwyneth. You are certainly an odd little bird.
Mother says there'll be no one like me in the whole of creation. From the dawn of dust to the end of sorrows.
Your mother trusts you. Let you run about on your own.
She spends the holiday blessing hermits in old rocks. What fun is that?
And your father, Gwyneth? Where is he?
Well, it's not to be spoken of, but I was born from the union of my mother with the horned king of the forest, Genunos.
You are close with Bridget?
She's like a big sister. But it's not like I'm going to get to see her much anymore once she leaves with you and Gunnar.
How do you spend your days, Gwyneth?
Collecting dead things for Mama's spells. I have quite a collection. Birds, mice, beetles, and I dance, and I can talk to cats.
I should find Coonan.
There are the church ladies. They don't like the festival, but Mama says they come anyway to cluck cluck like hens. Do you want to see
I would know more about...
Mother said... Do you want to see another trick? I can pull an acorn from your ear.
I need to find Coonan. It's important.
You're lost, Butcher.
It's Eivor. Why is that woman wearing a striped mask? Have you seen Alderman Coonan?
Oh, that unholy visage startled me. It's past sundown, so Coonan has retired to the church for prayer.
I have business with him.
Even if you have business with him, it will have to wait until the morning. Locked himself in. Only Geva has the key.
Would Geva let me in?
She's been instructed not to. Not that I can see her following a task so simple. Girl'd forget her own head if it weren't attached.
Thank you for your help. I will speak with Coonan tomorrow. The key is held by someone named Geva. I must find her. I'm looking for Gloucester's alderman.
Well, the one who still draws breath is in the church.
How do I get in?
You're not supposed to get in. No reason to enter that dump anyway. Fuck, you'd have to get me very drunk to show you inside.
Sounds like some ale will loosen his tongue.
Terrible business. Poor lad.
I came as soon as I heard. Tefter is missing.
Murdered by those visiting Danesley.
Have you seen Coonan?
Hey, it's the Mary Lewin. Rhyme with me, Mary Lewin.
Sorry, friend. I have other matters to attend to.
You're no friendly spirit at all.
A fellow adventurer need to know the lie of the land? Well worth a little silver, I assure.
No, thank you.
Well, my prices are competitive. Now.
Have you seen Coonan?
He's gonna be in the Wicker Man.
So
slaughter yesterday. Valhalla, somewhere. Nostra campamento is a home, and French's the man is no sin sinner. Quando said his speaking
A few tasks Ridder needs handled came in today. They're always looking.
Have you seen Coonan?
The man is it! Oh, goodness, you're so frightening. What are you doing after the festival?
I'm looking for Coonan.
Right. Yes, he's in the church. Actually, if you're headed that way, this crate needs to be delivered to him. Just tell Geva I sent you.
Of course. What does Geva look like?
Badger mask, same as me. Should come running when she sees you. Best of luck, and happy Samhain!
Geva's waiting for this delivery to the church. That's my way in.
Where's Coonan?
Mary Lubed! Come dance with me!
Coonan?
Oh, for you, love? I could be.
Right. Ah, the crate! Yes, come this way. Good you came by. Sarah was supposed to drop it off ages ago.
Coonan is inside. We must find a way to get in. There you are, Snake Tongue.
Eivor! Have you been enjoying the festivities?
We're done with this shadow play. Tefter's safe, and I know of your plan to sacrifice him in your stead.
You think I mean to escape the flames? I go to the Wicker Man gladly. But I will not leave Gloucester in the hands of the Christian zealot.
Then what? Leave your people without a leader? And an angry church ready with holy fire?
They won't be without a leader. Modron will sit upon the Horn's throne.
Are you telling me that Modron lied?
Ha! We've turned you in circles like a dog, haven't we? Modron was the architect of Tevder's murder, Eivor.
All to take control of Gloucestershire for herself. It would be a hard grasp to hold, surrounded by Christians on all sides.
There was no other way. She had a vision. Tevder framed by flames and burning. Everything we created together.
Everything? You and Modron? Then... Gwyneth?
A man must get his house in order before his death. Feather his nest for his children.
You and the witch? This was the plan. To make me dance your merry tune, so you could build a legacy for your daughter.
I always desired Modron. So when she asked me to take the part in a fertility ritual, of course I agreed. Our union conceived not only Gweneve, but a united Gloucestershire. One that Tevder would stamp out.
This is where you failed, Cunan. Tevder is a changed man. He straddles the same line as you.
Tevder? The boy has the head of a mule. You taught him reason?
Not just I. The kindness of bandits and strange Britons. He embraces Christ and churning us alike.
Shit. Prophecy is a strange web, is it not? Tevder's reformation just needed a kidnapping and a dedicated Dane. Eivor, Modron will have taken Tevder to her forest temple. If you make haste, you might be able to stay her blade. I have much to attend to here, otherwise I'd lead you myself. Go now. Unless you plan on killing me first.
You are already a dead man. I will not make your people suffer for your actions.
Thank you, Eivor. Your mercy will be rewarded, I'm sure.
I need your eyes, my friend.
Go!
I should not be seen in this area. Survey the area, Sunan.
Hey, what? Not escaping me that way!
Chanting. It's faint, but I recognize Mordrin's voice. easy now. Something is not right.
Sweat and blood, death and birth. Turn this man from beast to earth.
Modron! Stay your blade! Die at my hand.
I should have known Kunon wouldn't have it in him to quarter you for the dogs.
It's a cold bitch who throws her lover to the wolves for her own crimes.
You understand so little. No matter. Let me enlighten you with the fury of the gods!
Take this!
Return to soil! Do it then. Leave Gloucestershire in the hands of that Christian, and for what? Your name and some trade routes?
Do you doubt the power of your gods to sway the mind of a man? Tefter is no longer the zealot you believe him to be.
A man will lie to save his skin. When you are gone, he'll gut me and burn my people. The gods showed me this.
Kunon spoke of your vision. The Nordenir spin their fatal threats, but without your plan, his heart would remain unchanged.
Then I have no regrets. But I had a vision of you as well. One of a path that twists like the river Ouse.
A seer's spinnings twist limb and word alike. Prophecy is a river, and we are powerless to fight its clutches. She was fighting to protect her people, but she ground your name to dust. Sullied the honor of herself and her people. I spared Kunon. Say your goodbyes, and keep out of my sight, witch.
Mother?
What is this? Is this... Are we in hell?
No. We're in England. How are you feeling?
I feel well. But it's a little fragrant in here, is it not?
You will live to be Alderman yet, after, despite the many attempts on your life.
Attempts? Untimely death? God's blood!
You're safe, and the ceremony will proceed in Gloucester.
Your wounds should heal by the next moon, if you get some rest.
Then you have my thanks, Mother Modron. Lovely woman. Utterly terrifying, though. Let's return with haste. This cave is a place of nightmares.
I have returned. Gunnar, it's good to see a face I trust. Even your frightful mug. I thought this could be our shared saga, but it is time to leave. We have spent naught but a drink together.
Worry not, Eivor. You and I have many tales to tell yet. And our names ring out clear and with honor.
Yeah, a tale. Tale of Gloucester. Beautiful land, full of damned fools.
Ha! I will drink to that. You have my thanks.
Anything for you, old friend.
Then let us say our farewells to this wicker king, and then be on our way home.
Yes, Randvi will be eager to meet Bridget. Bridget and Gunnar have already gone ahead. I should join them.
We first met at Simpkins' Wicker Man Ascension. I was besotted with you at a glance.
So long ago. Some poetic symmetry after 20 years' prosperity.
Gwen.
Please don't do it! We can burn something else! Someone else!
Peace, dear heart. I will join the dirt that grows the trees and the barley, my body feeding the gods, worms, and even you. So I will be here. And a long, long time from now, when you're old and wrinkled like an apple, you will see me again.
Father, I thought I could be ready.
It is time.
Then this is yours.
This is your path, Tifter. No thorns and briars could keep you from it.
And you, Eivor, friend of Gloucestershire, you have lived up to your reputation.
I know you owe me less than nothing, but please, take care of them.
I take no pleasure in the suffering of others. You would know this if you had given me a chance.
"20 years I have been your elderman. Now these old bones are ready for my last duty. I have worked alongside you, clearing fields, brewing drink, births and deaths. All growing and learning.
The Wicker Man is ready, O King. Your altar awaits.
I am honored to be your Harvest King. With this flame set, may our crops be plentiful and our winters brief.
Despite it all, he has the ending he prayed for.
Straight to the mouths of hungry gods.
Eivor, the honor is yours.
Praise the Harvest King!
Bloody pagans!
Why does Coonan have to go?
He's saving us all, love.
Dear God, preserve Coonan's soul.
Thank you for your life, O King.
Gods, please bless our fields with this sacrifice.
Our Father, who art in heaven, our Mother, who art in earth, please, please accept this offering. Take of me my flesh and bone and bless. Bless.
Now it seems the wind calls me back to Ranji. Let's tell her the good news.
Peñasino to the temple.
to speak with Hytham.
Yes, one more. And only because you all have such good taste. Now, this...
Good to...
I can hardly begin to describe what happened in Gloucestershire. I think you will learn soon enough.
But we are allied with them.
Yes, for all our pains. I want to see the Alliance. Hytham received a message from Winchester, from someone calling himself a poor fellow soldier of Christ.
Your hidden ally. Very interesting. More targets, I assume.
Yes. So what do you think? Could it be a trap?
As a West Saxon stronghold, Winchester will be a rather unwelcome place for you. But that is nothing you cannot handle. If you go, do not go boldly.
I will make my way to Winchester. The letter asked me to meet a man in white at a house of God, and then recite this phrase. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly cometh wisdom.
A passage from their holy book, I believe. Interesting. Go with care.
The seat of King Alfred's power, where hawkshit stains my boots. I will find the man in white in their god's house. This must be the house of that... This must be the house of that timid god. They built him a rich dwelling.
Dane treads the cobbles of God's house. In search of Christ's redemption, I hope.
Your Christ can wait his turn. It is you I've come to see.
Is that so?
When pride cometh, then cometh shame. But with the lowly cometh wisdom. You know these words, and you know why I speak them.
I do, but I am not yet satisfied that you are the one for the task ahead. As Jesus said unto Thomas, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Speak the deeds of Christ in order. Only then will you cometh unto my Lord.
If I must dance to your tune, tell me where to step.
In books one may find such wisdom. We had many in England, before the Danes burned our churches. A few yet remain nearby. Or perhaps a more pious soul in need of charity will reward you with a lesson.
I have nothing for you now, but I will return.
Even the mighty fall, and God's servant, the Bishop Aelfirth, was mighty indeed in defense of his God. He was a man of...
He rose from the dead? A nice trick, and not easily done. Bathed in the river, so a gentle wash brings them closer to their God. Their God brings them light, just as Baldur does. Light as bright as the summer sun.
Speak the deeds of Christ in order.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism. Thou art weighed in the balances, and found wanting. Perhaps you should try again. Speak his story, in order.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration. Thou art weighed in the balances, and found wanting. Perhaps you should try again. Speak his story, in order.
I am no Christian. I do not know your stories.
Then return when you no longer languish in a pit of ignorance. Has his light brought illumination to your darkness? Speak his story.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River, he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration. Thou art weighed in the balances, and found wanting. Perhaps you should try again. Speak his story, in order.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
Curse you, clothpeg. Let me start again.
God has infinite patience. Speak his deeds in order.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection.
God breathed on the water.
His baptism. Thou art weighed. Perhaps you should try.
I am no
Then return. Has his light brought illumination to your darkness? Speak his story.
God breathed on the water, and in the Jordan River, he was cleansed of all sin.
His baptism.
On the mountain his face shone like the sun, and he became light.
His transfiguration.
The women came with offerings, but they could not find him when they looked among the dead.
His resurrection. And Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness. Well spoken.
Are the riddles done?
That is not for me to decide, for I am not the one who summoned you. If you follow, I will lead you to him.
I solved your riddle. Now all I get is silence. Who am I to meet?
Shh. Even a fool, when he keeps silent, is considered wise.
Yet men become wise by speaking with other men. They grow foolish when keeping to silence.
Hush! Your prattling offends God's ears.
We're here.
May Christ, whose terror scares away the foul thrones, make with me a strong covenant. Was God's lesson instructive?
Do all the priests in Winchester have this same skill for drama? You risk your life, Alfred King.
I have invited you here to speak on equal terms. Do the Dane laws of hospitality not apply in Wessex?
You gifted my Jarl to that whelp from the Order of Ancients, the warrior Fulke.
Fulke was an enemy of Wessex. But it seems someone has already removed her threat from my lands.
If you did not hear it was me, you have now.
Impressive. The Order of Ancients has surely been crippled by her loss.
How much do you know of this order?
Only this and little more. This letter, signed by one who calls himself a poor fellow soldier of Christ, warns of a plot against my life.
The gallows, the quill, the Sikhs. 3 men eager to kill you.
2 now. The Bishop Aelfirth is dead. He was the Sikhs, so far as I can tell.
And a humble servant of your god. That must sting.
Still, his death has strengthened Christian fellowship in Winchester. I pray the deaths of his colleagues will do the same.
You have faced warriors like me many times before, and many times you have lost or been cheated. Why trust me now?
I have men in London and Jorvik. Men who send me reports on the rise and fall of the tides of war. Not long ago, men and women of some influence were murdered in those places. In oddly specific circumstances. When I received this letter from our poor fellow soldier, it did not take long to work out why. I don't know your motive, nor what you hope to gain. All I ask is that you finish the work you have begun, before these fallen souls infest England further.
I should let the Order kill you. It would speed our conquest of England.
You may remove the organs of state. The cancer will remain.
Then promise me a reward I can sing about. A healthy king's weight in silver.
Very well. As much as you can carry. This morning, my reeve, Goodwin, was not at his post.
A man you trust.
Goodwin was following the clues given in this letter when he disappeared.
Where was he last seen?
At his house, by the West Gate. You may find something there. Eivor, compose yourself while you are my guest. My city is not a battlefield.
Not yet, great king, but the day will come. I need to find this Reeve Goodwin. I must be careful now.
We bring Christ's mercy! With me! You can't outrun me!
That Selwyn's got some stones on him arresting Alfred.
You die now!
Get round the side.
This is your last warning. Give me a... This is your last warning. Give me Alfred's trinket or I'll assist in your war. Is this what you want? You filthy swindler! A pond full of pins! Alfred's jewel, I will... You don't give me Alfred's jewel, I will... I shall...
The other side must be barred. Don't give me Alfred's jewel, I will... I shall fiddle in your duck pond! Is this what you want, you filthy swindler? A pond full of pith? I'll wear your guts!
Winchester mourns a good bishop and a strong, virile man. May he find his peace with God.
By God's hairy balls, you are a thief and a swindler! Give me the jewel Alfred commissioned! I'll wear your guts as a hat! Give me Alfred's jewel, you damn scoundrel! We have already paid for it! By God's hairy balls, you are a thief and a swindler! Give me the jewel Alfred commissioned! I'll wear your guts as a hat! Give me Alfred's jewel, you damn scoundrel! We have already paid for it! By God's hairy balls, you are a thief and a swindler! Give me the jewel Alfred commissioned! I'll wear your guts as a hat! Give me...
Goodwin gone, and guards sniffing around. So where would they have taken him? Be my eyes, Sunan.
Within Virate! Alberta!
Someone disagrees with Alfred educating the people of Winchester. Papers thrown in the fire. Goodwin covering his tracks, while the guards destroying evidence. scattered. They took him by force. There must be a garrison in the city. A violent struggle with the guards. They must have taken him to Winchester's garrison. This area is off limits. Stretch your wings.
Are coming! Alarm!
Intruder! Come on! Get over here!
thick walls and thicker guards. A place to keep a valuable man. The prisoners might know something. Must be blocked from the other side. What see you, old friend? Selwyn ordered executions for petty theft and mudslinging. A husband and wife, to be carried out soon. Evidence against the Order of Ancients. Stolen from Goodwin?
A Dane in Winchester? These are strange times.
King Alfred sent me, pleading from his bended knee to find someone.
I know Alfred well enough to spot a bloody lie when I hear it. If he did send you, he was standing tall and proud.
That he was, and you are the man I've come to find, Goodwin. Do you know why?
If I had one guess, to find these heretics from the Order of Ancients, and bury them so deep, even God would need a shovel.
So where do we start digging?
My research should help us. If they haven't burned it already, it'll be somewhere nearby.
I have your papers here, taken from the captain of this keep.
A marvel. History will name you the Protector of Winchester. A pricking irony.
And not lost on me. Now let us go before they discover their eel has slipped the hook. Let's regroup beyond the walls!
Getting tired?
Harry Balls, you are a thief and a swindler! Give me the jewel Alfred commissioned! I'll wear your guts as a hat! Give me Alfred's jewel, you damn scoundrel!
The mage lord
Where is that fruitsman?
As a hat! Give me Alfred's jewel, you damn scoundrel! We have already paid for it!
We don't
And a swindler! Give me the jewel!
I am grateful for your help.
It is a brazen move to arrest Alfred's favorite reed.
This so-called order are nothing but deviled shit peddlers.
Shit peddlers who have wormed their way into every crevasse of your country. They are dangerous.
I didn't catch your name, did I?
Eivor, of the Raven clan. Scourge of Mercia, if that name does not rattle some recognition.
Well, Eivor, when our three heretics smolder on a heap of ash, we'll down a cup of ale together and share our distaste of Mercians like old friends.
I found this nailed on a door. The quill wields words like a knife.
A disputation of tutelage. Pretty chatter with poisoned intent. I will look into this more.
Alfred believes at least one is dead. Your Bishop Aelfirth was the sixth.
Bugger. Half of Winchester is in mourning for that nun-groper.
The gallows. What do you know of him?
Must be another Reeve, I'm sure of it. Only we have the power to mete out justice, and this one would walk with cocksure righteousness.
The gallows had you arrested, so he must command the law.
Reeve Selwyn? Of course! That hedge pig has brought down laws like a hammer on Winchester, executing sinners on spurious charges in the square.
Could it be another?
He's the man. He's the only one who fits. End his terror, Eivor.